If you suffer from tooth sensitivity, you're probably one of the millions of people who are using something like Sensodyne or a toothpaste for sensitive teeth. Well, how do they work? Are they good for you? Do they really work? And do you have to keep using them all the time to stop your teeth being sensitive? I'm Dr. Rachel, holistic dentist with over 30 years experience, and I'm going to answer those questions for you today. So why do your teeth get sensitive in the first place? Well, there are several reasons. The most common are that you brush your teeth too hard and you've scrubbed away and worn your enamel thin. You've got receding gums and you've exposed the roots of your teeth so they're not insulated, and when you have something hot, cold, sweet or acidic, your tooth reacts because the tooth is open in those areas and there's little tunnels or tubes with little tendrils of your nerve that get stimulated and triggered and go, that hurts, and you get that feeling and you want to kind of warm everything back up and stop it from hurting. Other reasons are that you could have a loose or broken filling. You could have a filling that's leaking, so it's got a little gap around the edge and it's allowing things in. You could have a crack in your tooth, and again, that's going to be splitting open and letting hot, cold and sweet in. Or you could actually have a cavity or a nerve that is starting to become inflamed. So if you do have sensitive teeth, I would suggest, if you've been using a sensitive toothpaste and things still aren't improving, that you should get the dentist to check things out and rule out whether you've got decay, a crack, or other problems going on. So the most common sensitive toothpaste is Sensodyne. It's a really big, well-known brand, and a lot of people use it and they swear by it, but they tell me if they stop using it, they still have sensitivity. Well, the thing is, desensitizing toothpaste work in one of two ways. So one is that they have a product in called potassium nitrate, which helps to sedate and calm the nerve. It's kind of like numbing the nerve down a little bit so that whilst the tooth is still sensitive, you're not getting such a strong signal back from the nerve itself. The other ingredient that can be used is strontium chloride. Now, what that does is it actually goes into those little tubules and lays down mineral deposits to block them up and actually form a barricade. And that means that then when the cold or heat or the sweet, whatever it is that's making the tooth sensitive, when that touches that surface, it can't enter inside the tooth and cause that tooth sensitivity. Now, the problem with something like Sensodyne is it also contains a lot of ingredients and chemicals such as fluoride, sodium lauryl sulfate, propylene glycol, that can have titanium in as well. I'll link to a video for you on what's the best and worst ingredients in toothpaste, and I'll pop that down in the comments below so you can watch that afterwards. And the problem with those ingredients is they can irritate the internal lining of your mouth. So there's been reports with Sensodyne of burning sensation, tingling, swelling, numbness, changes in sensation, mouth sores, ulcerations, peeling of the gum tissues, burning, if I haven't already said that, and cause allergic reactions, hives, dry mouth. And so there are reasons why you might want to stay away from a sensitive toothpaste that has those ingredients in. So let's look at a more natural product, and on top of the strontium chloride, we want to look for toothpaste that have got things like calcium and phosphate, hydroxyapatite, and these are the minerals that are the building blocks of your tooth structure. And those minerals go into those weak areas and it strengthens them up, it reduces porosity, it remineralizes weak areas in the tooth, and that reduces sensitivity naturally. The other thing that you want to look for is something like xylitol. Now, xylitol helps to stimulate saliva flow, and your saliva contains a lot of minerals and enzymes and healing products that remineralize and reharden your tooth. The other thing that xylitol does is it stops the decay-producing bacteria from excreting acid. The acids that dissolve your tooth make them weak and porous and lead to cavities and sensitivity. The other thing xylitol does is it stops those bacteria sticking together and being able to build up plaque on your teeth, which can then soften your enamel. And then when you brush your teeth, you're actually doing more harm than good, which is back to front, isn't it? So what other things can you do to help reduce tooth sensitivity other than using a toothpaste? Well, you want a diet that's high in vitamin and minerals. You want to be using products that are anti-inflammatory, so you can be using things like aloe vera, essential oils, because they're going to help take inflammation down. And then, as well as using xylitol in your toothpaste, you can use xylitol mints and gum after you've eaten. And what that does is it stimulates the saliva and does all those things to reduce the acidity and produce remineralization. You can swoosh your mouth with water after you eat as well to help reduce acidity. The other thing that you can use is a mix of water, baking soda, so bicarb, with a little bit of hydrogen peroxide, and the bicarb helps to oculize and remineralize the teeth as well. So these are all things that you can try at home to reduce sensitivity. Now, if you want to know more about how to strengthen your teeth, then check out this video over here.